In Treasure Planet the game, there's action, there's adventure.
We've got racing levels, we've got character interaction, we've got bad guys, we've got puzzles.
Treasure Planet is totally immersive.
Capturing the magic they put into the film Treasure Planet was something that we really wanted to do from the start. It was something that was really important for us to make more than just a straight game of the film. Disney are so good at creating these really vibrant, really exciting things to watch. Jim's basically just a normal guy, just trying to get through all these adventures, and Morph can really make him into something special. He's Jim's sidekick throughout the game, and he can turn into a pair of massive cyborg arms for smashing through things. He turns into a jetpack. We've tried to kind of cram as much as we can into this game so it's going to appeal to as wide an audience as possible. We did create a couple of our own characters just to add a bit of our own touch to the game. These little Electrobots that are like little robotic chickens that run up to you and explode. We've got about 30 people working on the game at the moment. We always start off with a smaller team, just working out the design and the characterization and the flow of the game, and then as we get towards the end we just get as many people involved as possible just to make sure it's as finished and polished and at the right standard. We make sure that everybody gets the best experience possible out of the game.
My name is Alan Mullins and I'm an animator. On a day-to-day basis I create magic. It is my job to turn a collection of polygons and bones into a living, breathing creature. Creating a 3D character from a 2D character based upon 2D reference material is it's a challenge, to say the least. We animate the characters 3D along the same lines, similar lines to the way that Disney Feature would animate them. The basic premise would always start off with what is it that makes this character tick? What is it that makes this character unique and who he is and why he would behave in a certain way, why he would speak in a certain way. So we just ask for as much reference material as we can get. You look at it and you analyze it, you pull it apart, you do your thumbnail sketches, you elaborate those a little bit, then you actually animate. It's a long process before you even sit down to animate, you know. Animation is affected by fundamentally the personality of the character. That is the most important thing. That is what differentiates any two animated characters from each other. My favorite character to work on from this particular project is Ben. He's absolutely perfect for an animator. You know, he's an animator's dream come true. He's crazy, he's snappy, moves quickly, you know, he's pensive, he's thoughtful. He's just generally a great character to animate. To get to this phase here, where we have Ben fully textured, we go way back to the beginning. We can open a skeletal version of this character. There's one there. It still is the same thing, but it doesn't have a poly mesh on it. So I just move the bones around and thusly creating the illusion that this character is alive. You know. Then we get to this phase. Now, each facet that you can see here is known as a polygon. The polygons make up the surface layer, or the skin, if you like, of the character. And they're just attached to the bones in the same way that human skin is attached to a human skeleton. And just by moving the bones around, you create the illusion that this character is alive. And then this is what you get at the end.
Oh yes! Isn't that fantastic? Hey, do you want to come over to my place? We can hang out together, it'd be fun, huh?
Developing characters that aren't in the movie for the game is always a tricky business. Firstly, you've got to make sure that this character is unique in its own way, yet at the same time not so unique that it doesn't look like it belongs with the rest of the characters in the environments that they belong to. One example we have here is Ben. So we took his basic color scheme and structure and says, right, let's try and make a minor bad guy. And we came up with this fella. This is the Electrobot. Now the Electrobot, we didn't make him too robotic. We made him slightly organic and a little bit kind of funny at the same time.
I'm Phil Nightingale, level designer and modeller on Treasure Planet. My job involves creating the levels from scratch. working on paper first and trying to get the layout right, and then sticking it on the computer and just building it up and seeing what works, what doesn't work. A lot of it's down to the lighting. The lighting can create a really good feel to it. The majority of the levels in the game link up with the environments in the film. We've also expanded on a few of them. Crescentia, you don't actually see much of Crescentia in the film, you see it from a distance. Because we've got 3 platform levels on Crescentia, we have to expand on what we see in the film. Yeah, we have a few secrets hidden in the game. We have maybe 1 or 2 per level. It's nice to put little cubby holes and little secret areas just to keep the player on the toes and want to go back and play until they get 100%. We also work from feedback from focus testing to see if it's too difficult a place to hide it or too obvious a place. It's quite satisfying as well seeing someone find them and then get the feedback saying, oh yeah, it's cool, that little secret there. I'm most proud of the surfing levels. In the film, Jim finds a lot of adrenaline, a lot of excitement from being on his solo surfer. It was a bit of a challenge for us to try and incorporate that into the game and get the player feeling that kind of adrenaline.
Well, my favourite part of the game would be the solar surfing levels. It's fast, it's exciting, it's got explosions, it's got meteors, it's even got bad guys shooting at you as well, which we thought we'd add in.
We did some office-based research. There wasn't really much we could do. We have got some skateboarders and some scooters that we mucked about on, but that was as far as it went. Treasure Planet will appeal to anyone who's a keen gamer.
It does feel like a bit of an epic.
Excitement, adventure, action, romance. I made that bit of.
More locations, more activities, more enemies. It's everything you see on the film and more.